Ready? Hi guys, my name is Felipe Alvarado, and my audience right here, and the dog, and the camera guy, and I'm here to talk to you about soccer and life in Mexico about soccer. Well, first of all, I want to talk about why soccer is hated, why soccer is loved, and a little bit background of how it started and how it came to be in Mexico. Well, what can I say? Let's start first with the history and move along, and we'll go from there. So first of all, in Mexico, it was around the 18th to 19th century, and people were right there, living their life in agriculture, farming and doing all that they had to do to survive. So it came about that these English miners, they came to Mexico, and for them, they played soccer already way before the Mexican people. So they were there, they came, they were mining, looking for the gold, and they're on their breaks, they would start to play soccer, which grabbed the attention for the Mexico people. And they were like, oh yeah, I want to play soccer too. That looks cool, whatever that was. So they started playing, and that's how soccer became too in Mexico. And to be honest, nobody really knows where actually soccer originated from. People say from Spain, people say from Greece, English. We don't really know. All I know is that it was around 2,000 years ago. And yeah, that's about it. The soccer for history. And now to why it's loved. Soccer is loved mostly around Hispanics or Mexicans or Latinos or whatever you want to call them. So the people are right there, they love soccer because, first of all, it's a great passion, it's like, how would you describe it? It's like people love what they do because it relaxes them, it takes control of their whole body to do something else that they never thought they could, you know? Like back in Mexico, we would play actually, we would have these type of balls, and we couldn't, it's all messed up and everything, but they didn't really care because it's something they loved, because it was something that kept the kids out of trouble, like, oh, where are you gonna go? Oh yeah, I'm gonna go kill this guy. Nah, I'm gonna go play soccer instead. So that's what they did. And I also brought this ball, so like you can see the difference. People in Mexico play with these kinds of balls, and people in Europe play with these kinds of balls. And yeah, so then also another reason is because people love it. Well, I love it mainly because it helps me keep calm, and it helps me keep out of trouble more or less. And also because it teaches you responsibility, and it teaches you responsibility because you have to get in time to soccer practice, because if you don't get to soccer practice, well, what happens? You either get out of the team or the coach is mad at you. So I mean, it teaches you responsibility, being on time, to avoid procrastination, and to just be a fair player, a guy. And so now I'm gonna move on to why it's hated. You would think to yourself, why is soccer really hated? And I didn't really think it was hated till I started doing my projects and my research, and I came to realize that mostly the people who hate soccer are Americans, you know. And I kept doing more research, and it came out to be that they hate soccer because of it's not a contact sport. So like, it's not like football where you just push somebody and then they just fall off. They want to see blood, they want to see people get thrown, they want to see all this kind of stuff. So what can you do about it? Soccer's not like that. So all you can do is just, live the sport. And another reason it's hated is because they seem to think that it's kind of boring. I'm like, how is soccer boring? You live it, you play, it's like they don't score that much, so they find it boring. And I'm like, I mean, I guess, because like in soccer you score maximum 5 goals, and in football you're scoring like over 100 points or something like that. In basketball it's the same thing. But what can you do about it? I mean, it's a sport, that's how it plays, and to be honest, it's not really boring if you're into the team and you know the players, And That's the second reason why it's hated. Now, another reason why it's hated is because when people look at it, it's it, like when the possession of the ball seems to go on and off, and usually in a football game or in a basketball game, when you lose possession of the ball, you usually just, it changes the whole team and it transfers everything. Like for example, like in soccer, you lose the ball, what happens? Nothing really happens. In football, you lose the ball, and it's called a turnover, and the other team has the ball, and the other team has the opportunity to score a touchdown. Apparently that's excited to the Americans, but in soccer, it's not excited. So I mean, what can I say about it? And to finish this off, well, what can I say? I love soccer. Soccer's my thing. Soccer has been since me since little, and I learned to play it, to live with it. It has taught me so many lessons, and especially with my parents, to be home in time to play and everything. So thank you for watching.